Welcome to the Dan Diet, where we are losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is my daily video journal entry. Day one is pretty much done. It wasn't too bad. It started off in the morning. I woke up, emptied my bladder. I went to weigh myself. I weighed 155.2 pounds. If you don't know how to weigh yourself, there's a video that will go over how to weigh yourself, so be sure to check that out. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Now, based on that weight, that has me consuming 340 calories a day. If you don't know how to check how many calories you need per day, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Today was a busy day. I wasn't really thinking about food. I just had a lot going on. I was home today. So the first day of the diet started at home. That was on purpose. Basically for breakfast, all I had was tea. It was just hot water, black English tea, and 2 Splenda. So that was 0 calories for that. Despite not having any breakfast, I ended up eating lunch late. For lunch, I had tuna fish on a bagel. Usually I eat that once a week. Because of the diet, I did things a little bit differently. So for one thing, right off the bat, what I did was I swapped out the mayonnaise. So instead of the normal calories for regular mayonnaise, instead I use different mayonnaise. I use low-fat mayonnaise. It's got a lot less calories. I thought it would taste drastically different. I've had it before in the past, and I remember it tasting different, but it really didn't taste that different. I really didn't notice it. Maybe my body's used to it because of, I've had it in the past. Now, another trick I like to do whenever I'm eating a bagel on a diet is either I don't eat the full bagel, or if I have enough calories, I do eat the full bagel, but I like to break it up so I kind of have a dessert. So what I do is normally I like my bagels toasted. So you cut the bagel in half, and then you put it in the toaster. What I do is I cut the bagel in half, and then I take one of the halves, cut that in half, put that in the toaster. Now, when the bagel's ready, I only use 3/4 of the bagel for the tuna fish. And I'll put the tuna fish on the bagel. When I'm done eating, that leaves me with 1/4 of a bagel toasted. I'll take that and I'll put jam on it, and it will almost be like a dessert, kind of. So I'm still having a full bagel, but I'm also kind of having like this little dessert thing. When you eat 3/4 of a bagel instead of a full bagel, you really don't notice that it's 3/4 of a bagel instead of a full bagel. So it's a good little trick that you can play on your body and your stomach. You save some calories, and you still get kind of like a dessert. I do want to point out that all of the food that I eat is either weighed or measured. If you don't know how to weigh or measure your food, I have a video for that. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Another trick I like to do when I'm on the diet is I drink warm water. For some reason, warm water fills me up more than it does cold water, so I'm usually drinking warm water. I don't track the water that I drink because even when I'm not on a diet, I drink a ridiculous amount of water. You should probably track your water, and you should put it in your spreadsheet. If you're not keeping a spreadsheet or you're not tracking the information somehow, I have a video on that, so be sure to check a link out to that. I'll put it in the description below. Dinner was good. For dinner, I had pork chops and rice. Now, when I cooked it, I cooked a lot of it. Now, I mean a lot. What I do is when I'm on the diet, I pick one day, whatever I'm having for dinner that day, I'll cook enough food for the entire week. So basically, when I need to eat or I'm in a pinch, I don't have to worry about weighing food out or anything like that. Everything is already cooked. Everything's already weighed out and prepackaged. So when I want it, I can just go ahead and I can get it. Today was that cook day. Normally, I'd do it the day before the diet, but since I knew I'd be home today, I decided to do it today. That's working out really well. I cooked a lot of food. I cooked about 16 pork chops, and I cooked white rice. Now, white rice is my go-to side dish when I'm on the diet. 1 cup of white rice. For me, that's about 210 calories. I can't give up carbs. I love carbs. The thing here is I like rice. I like pork chops. And what I did was I haven't had rice or pork chops in a while, since I knew I'd be eating rice a lot on the diet, and I knew that pork chops would be one of my first meals on the diet. So I made sure that I hadn't eaten that in a while. Now, rice goes good with a bunch of different things. It's rice, it's kind of generic, it's good. For some reason, rice and pork chops together, it's freaking phenomenal. It's amazing. So if you haven't tried it, try it out. Just pork chops, white rice, It's great. After dinner, I was pretty full. My total calories for the day was 1,037. I know I still have more calories left. I think my calories were 1,340 for the day. I'm done eating, and basically that's the end of it. I don't plan to use the rest of the calories. Am I hungry now? Not really. I'm not full, but I'm not hungry. But then again, this is day one, and day one is usually one of the easiest days. So one of the reasons is, it's because, first off, you're full from the previous day. Now, I fully took advantage of eliminating cravings. And if you haven't watched my video on eliminating cravings, you want to go ahead and check that out. Once again, I'll put a link to that in the description below. So I maxed out eliminating my cravings. I woke up this morning still full from the previous day, which is why it was so easy to skip breakfast. And it's probably why I haven't been going over my calories for the day. But that's no big deal. Another thing about the first day is that you're motivated. You're really motivated and ready to go to this diet. So even if you were hungry, you're like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll make it through the day, because you haven't really been hungry that long. It's no big deal. The first day, it's one of the easiest days. If it's not, don't worry. There's the golden rule of 3. One of the 3 things in the golden rule of 3 is it takes your body 3 days to adjust. So if you're hungry now, don't worry, soon you won't be. Your body will adjust. If you're hungry and you have that hunger pain, it's going to go away. It'll get replaced with something else that won't feel that bad. So please hang in there. Don't give up. Keep going. You could take this. You don't even take this one day at a time. You take this one meal at a time. We got through day 1. Technically, that's 3 meals. I only ate 2. Doing pretty good here. Definitely on track, and we want to keep that up. So how was your first day? Are you following along with me? Are you doing this diet with me? Did you have a first day? Comment below. We want to hear how your first day is. Was it good? Was it bad? If you didn't start the diet, comment below. When are you starting it? Keep us updated in the comments, because telling people about your diet is going to force you to be on track. It's going to motivate you more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Dan Diet. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll also put a link to those videos in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the link in the lower corner, and click on the bell to be notified when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. Be sure to leave any questions you have in the comments below. If there's a video you want me to make, put it in the comments. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet. This is day 2 of the video journal. This morning I weighed in at 154.4 pounds, so I lost almost a pound, so that was good news. I skipped breakfast as usual. That's pretty good, I guess. I did have 2 teas with Splenda, so that was 0 calories. I did feel hungry. It was the kind of hunger like when you normally skip breakfast. It was like yesterday never happened. So I was hungry, but I made it to lunch. Guess what I had for lunch? Yep, I had pork chops and rice. Now, if you remember yesterday, I was talking about how I spent lots of time making lots of pork chops and rice. And once again, if you have not had pork chops and white rice, the combination is delicious. I did have work today, so I basically packaged my meal and brought it to work. Now, even though I was hungry, the thing with lunch was that when I was done with my lunch, I felt super full. Now, remember, one of the tricks I say is, first off, I drink warm water. For some reason, when I drink warm water, it keeps me fuller than usual. It makes my stomach feel full when I drink warmer water. Another thing you want to do is, in between each bite, drink water. Normally, when you're eating, you don't drink water between each bite. But when you're on the diet, you want to drink water between each bite. It definitely makes your stomach feel fuller. When lunch was over, I felt stuffed. Now what I did was I packaged some strawberries, and I had those as a snack for the afternoon. I ended up never eating them because I was still full from lunch. When dinner time came, I wasn't really hungry for dinner. I ended up eating the strawberries anyway, just because I made them. So I ended up eating dinner a little bit later. Guess what was for dinner? Yep, pork chops and white rice. Now, some people say, how can you eat the same thing over and over and over, first off, I can. It doesn't bother me. Second, if you don't want to eat that, you're not hungry enough. So just wait until you're hungrier, then it will sound delicious. When I finished dinner, I felt very full again. Pork chops, white rice, awesome. Definitely try it out. Now the total calories I consumed for the day was 1,158 calories. This is more than the 1,037 calories I had yesterday, although I do feel much fuller today than I did yesterday, but it was still under my calorie limit, which was 1,340 calories. So I'm definitely on track. Things are going good. The second day started out rough, but it definitely got much better. So how was your second day? Are you doing this with me? Come on, you can do it. Lose that weight. Comment below. Let's hear how your second day was. If you didn't start the diet, comment below. Tell us when you're going to start it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Dan Diet. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll put a link to those videos in the description below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the link in the lower corner, and click the bell to turn on notifications to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. Be sure to leave any questions you have in the comments. If there's a video you want me to make, put it in the comments as well. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet. We're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is video journal day 3. And actually, after today, I'm probably only going to do a weekly video journal. I don't think there's enough to tell. Usually the first 3 days are really significant. After that, everything just starts to become pretty normal. This morning was pretty good. I weighed in at 152.6 pounds. So I'm down 1.8 pounds from yesterday and 2.6 pounds total, which is probably only 2 full days. Not bad, not bad. Usually in the first week, you lose a lot of weight. So that's the biggest significant change is that first week. It's real easy to stay motivated when your weight keeps dropping. Now, there's days where you weigh yourself and, your weight didn't change or you actually put on some weight. Days like that, you really got to tough it out. Stay positive, keep pushing, don't give up, because it's not about winning the battle, it's about winning the war. It doesn't matter day by day. What really matters is the week over week. Your week over week, your weight should be down. Maybe throughout the week it'll fluctuate, but week over week, it's going to be consistently down as long as you stick to the Dan Diet. Today was a special day. I got to eat breakfast. Yeah, I know. Special day for breakfast. I had 1 egg scrambled. There was no milk. Just threw the egg in the pan and scrambled it up. It tasted pretty good. It was good to have breakfast. Had my usual tea with 2 Splenda, which is 0 calories. It was good. Now, normally I'm planning my meals the day before, so I know what I can have for food. So I knew that my dinner today was going to be less than my dinner has been previously, and that's why I was able to eat breakfast. I probably could have ate breakfast the other days, but what you do is you don't want to go over your calorie limit. Now, that's the golden rule. No matter what you do, do not go over your calorie limit. Never go over your calorie limit. Now, this doesn't mean go to your calorie limit. Now, your calorie limit that's the line. You never cross the line. You don't have to come right up to the line, though. So my calories, I don't have to go right up to them. So if the day's almost over and I still have 200 calories left, it doesn't mean go out and eat 200 calories worth of stuff or 190 calories worth of stuff. If I'm done eating for the day and I have extra calories left over, great. It's going to help me lose weight faster. Your limit is just so you don't go over it. So some days you'll have extra calories. Some days you'll come right up to the calorie limit. The goal is to not go over the calorie limit. And if you have those extra calories, don't use them up. Lunch was pretty standard. Had my standard pork chops and white rice. If you remember earlier in the week, I made a whole bunch of pork chops and white rice, and I packaged them up, so I'm going to be eating pork chops and white rice for probably at least another week. But once again, it's delicious. Pork chops, white rice. Try it. It's delicious. Now, something else that keeps me full is I'm drinking water. I'm drinking a lot of water, and I'm drinking warm water. For some reason, for me, warm water keeps me filled up. I want to know what it does for you. So in the comments below, comment whether or not you're drinking warm water. Also comment, does warm water fill you up more than cold water? It does for me. Another trick is after every bite, drink water. Take a bite, drink water. Take a bite, drink water. Now that's probably not your normal routine when you eat, but on the Dan diet, that's a good trick. Take a drink of water after every bite. Don't take a sip of water, take a drink of water. So with all this extra water in between each bite and the warmer water, you're really full at the end of a meal. So I keep saying, plan the meals the day before. And the reason you plan the meals the day before is to try to plan in a buffer. So if you notice, I have not been going over my calorie limit. Actually, my day ends and I still have some sparing calories there. The reason for this is I plan a buffer. If I'm starving still or if I need an extra snack, I have those extra calories that I can eat and I won't go over my limit. So that's something that you want to keep in mind when you're planning your meals and figuring out your calories. Dinner was very special today. I got to eat Hungry Man for dinner. I love Hungry Man. Hungry Man is a great way to lose weight. Someone actually said to me today, is Hungry Man diet friendly? Absolutely. Now, first off, if you break out the calories, you're probably consuming maybe 500 or 600 calories for a meal. If you want to see what a meal looks like that's under 600 calories, here it is. About 5 ounces of pork chops and about 1 cup of white rice. It's delicious, but it's almost 600 calories. Now, Hungry Man, 410 calories. Wow, it's over 100 and something calories less than my pork chops and white rice, and there's variety. I'm having turkey, I'm having gravy, I'm having mashed potatoes, I'm having stuffing, I'm having vegetables, and I'm having some kind of little cranberry dessert. It's really good, it gives you variety, it's filling on the diet, and it's less calories than what you normally eat, and it's really fast to make. Now this is for the turkey dinner. You want to be careful what you're eating. Some of the other dinners, they may be more calories, so just be sure to check the nutrition label and the serving size. Hungry Man, definitely the Dan diet friendly meal. Now something that you want to do if you're hungry, you want to plan some snacks out ahead of time. A little bit of fruit, a little bit of vegetables. Make sure they're all pre-weighed and everything's pre-packaged. I'll show you how to do this in a future video. But that's good when you need a snack. You can just go and grab it. And remember, that's what those buffer calories are for. So my total calories for the day is 1,072. It's not bad. You know, once again, here's what I ate. You can see 1,072 calories. I didn't go over my limit. I still had some buffer there and some space. This does not last. Going this low for calories doesn't last long. You know, you start to need more calories. Your body can only take this a certain amount of time, you know, but that calorie limit that you had, never go over it. I cannot stress this enough. That is the only way this diet's going to work. And whenever you go over it, you just undid the last 7 days worth of dieting. So if you diet for 6 or 7 days, then you have a day where you go over your calories, you just undid the last week that you did dieting. So you did that last week for absolutely nothing. And you don't want to do that. You want to stay in there. You know, are you doing the diet with me? Comment below. I want to know how it's going. You know, did you lose weight? Is weight going? Did you try the water? Do you like Hungry Man? Comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Dan Diet. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe in the lower right and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. If you have a question, leave it in the comments below. If there's a video you want me to make, also put that in the comments. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet. We're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for the end of week 1. 1 week in the bag, 7 more to go. This week was pretty good. At the end of the week, I weighed in at 150.2 pounds, making a total loss of 4.8 pounds for the week. Now, when you're losing weight, it's easy to stay motivated. Now, if you look at my weight fluctuation here, this is my day-to-day weight change. You can see that I have days where my weight didn't go down or I've gone up in weight. You know, you gotta stay in there. Don't worry about this. Keep pushing. You're tracking day to day, but it's really the week to week that matters. Meals. As far as the meals go, it was pretty good. I never went over my calorie limit. Now, once you determine how many calories you need to lose weight, you want to set a buffer. Now, if you haven't determined how many calories you need to lose weight, I'll put a link to that video in the description below. Now, once you have your limit, you never go over it. Never, ever, ever. That is the absolute number one rule. Never, ever go over your calorie limit, no matter what the cost. Never go over it. I cannot state that enough. So not only do you not go over it, I build in a buffer. So if my calorie limit is 1,340 calories, I build in a little buffer. I'm trying not to use the buffer, but if you're really hungry, then you can go ahead and you can use the buffer. I have not needed to use the buffer yet, so I haven't even come close to 1,340 calories, so that's pretty good. Thursday's meal felt like a feast. So I decided to make some homemade Caesar salad. I used some lettuce, I had some dressing, and I had some grated cheese. I left out the croutons because they were too many calories. Now the dressing I used is creamy dressing. I love creamy dressing. You can probably get dressing that uses less calories. Lucky for me, it was only 60 calories a tablespoon, and I only used 1 tablespoon. Mix it up really good. Used 1 tablespoon of grated cheese, and it still tasted really good. Now, as a side dish, I made hibachi veggies. I basically had onions and zucchini. So I kind of made like a stir fry. There's a way to make it healthy, and there's a way to make it not so healthy. Obviously, the not so healthy method tastes much better. It's lots of oil, lots of butter, and so on. I think I'm going to put those recipes up. I'll show you how to make it 2 different ways, the healthy way and the non-healthy way. So that's pretty good. Now, Thursday's dinner was a turkey sub, but instead of bread, I used a lettuce wrap. So it's basically like you're making a sub, but you're wrapping it in lettuce. You still have the toppings. So I basically had turkey. I had my low-fat mayonnaise, which is only 15 calories a tablespoon, which is amazing. I had some diced onion, some more shredded lettuce, and then I just wrapped it in a lettuce wrap. The meal was massive. Friday's dinner was interesting. So for dinner, I ate over a family member's house. Yeah, when you're on a diet, it's pretty difficult. Then you factor in trying to go out and eat in a restaurant or eat at someone's house. A lot of people are like, I can't do that. Yes, you can. I made sure that I knew what we were eating. Then I made sure if it was okay to bring any of my own food. Sometimes it's okay to bring it just for you. Depending on the situation, you may need to bring enough food for everybody. Since I knew what we were going to eat, I was able to map out ahead of time my entire day and my dinner meal. I came up with my plan, and I stuck to it. In this case, they were having brisket, and I had planned to eat 8 ounces of brisket. So when I got there, I ate 8 ounces of brisket. I did bring a side dish of white rice. If you don't know, I love white rice. It's my favorite side dish when I'm on a diet. And you want to avoid eating anything else there. If you didn't plan for it, don't eat it. Sometimes they're like, oh, why don't you have dessert? I made these like 12 delicious cupcakes. Well, you know what? I can eat cupcakes every single day for the rest of my life, but as long as I don't eat them for the next 8 weeks, that's the plan. And that's how you lose the weight. Remember, this is only temporary. Now, Saturday, I made a full hibachi meal for a friend. I had hibachi chicken, hibachi rice, hibachi noodles, and hibachi veggies. I made my hibachi stuff more healthy than his. I did have a teeny little bit of his noodles. Still didn't go over my calorie limit. But basically, I had 1 ounce of noodles, which is like the size of a quarter. So in the end, it really wasn't worth the 70 calories. So sometimes you have to test stuff out, and then you realize it's not worth it. So on a previous diet, I really wanted cereal, and I was craving cereal so bad. So what I did was I planned out my day so I can eat cereal for dinner. So basically, I didn't have a lunch. I didn't have any snacks. I ate only a small meal during the day, maybe half or less. So I basically starved myself to eat cereal for dinner. Then when it came time to eat cereal for dinner, I ate like a cup and a half with almost no milk. And I was like, this is it? I starved myself just for this? It was not worth it. Anytime after that I had a craving for cereal, I was like, forget it. I don't even want that. So sometimes you have to do that just to get through it. But the important thing, never, ever go over your calories for the day. And if you're wondering what I had for lunch, well, it was leftovers. Yup, pork chops and white rice. I still have plenty of that left over. Now, something else that I guess I knew all along, but I just never realized, is how to spice up white rice. There's two different ways you can spice it up. One of the ways that I knew of was stir frying it, and I'll probably show you a healthy way how to do that. The other way was when I'm not on a diet and I eat white rice, I usually put butter in it to make it taste better. Butter and white rice, it's so good. So there I am eating my white rice, and then I'm like, why don't I put butter in this? Well, butter is a lot of calories. Aha, but then I have this low-fat butter, and that butter is 50% less calories than regular butter. So regular butter is normally 100 calories a tablespoon. This butter is 50 calories a tablespoon. But do I need to use the full tablespoon? No, I don't. So I use half a tablespoon of light butter. So it only adds 25 calories, and it makes the biggest difference in the taste for the rice. It's great, and it's only 25 calories more. Sunday's meals were just leftovers, and by now, everything is considered normal. You know, it's business as usual. You're on the diet, you're eating your leftovers, not really feeling hungry. If there is a little hunger, it's no big deal. It's nothing bad. You're past the first week, your body adjusted to the diet, and now you don't really have the hunger pains anymore. Those small meals are now filling you up because your stomach shrunk, and that's what's going to help you lose that weight. The impressive thing is that even though I've only been on the diet a week, I can fit into pants that haven't fit me in 6 months. That's amazing, and it's a great feeling. Another thing is I have so much energy lately. Now you would think with the lower calories you'd be tired all the time because you don't have enough energy, but no, I have more energy. Now it could be I'm no longer eating crappy food and all this other garbage and everything, and that now I'm eating healthier so my body's responding better, but I love it. I got more energy. So how was your week? Did you make it through week 1? Are you sticking with the diet? Did you notice a weight loss? Are clothes fitting you? Do you have more trips to the bathroom? Let me know in the comments below. I want to know how it's going. Keep me updated. Hell, make your own video journal, put it on YouTube, put a link in the comments. Keep us all informed. We want to know. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell in the lower corner to be notified when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. Be sure to leave any questions you have in the comments. If there's a video you want me to make, put it in the comments as well. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet, where we're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for the end of week 2. It's been pretty interesting so far. This morning, I weighed in at 148.2 pounds. Now, to compare, I've lost 2.2 pounds since last week, and overall, I've lost a total of 7 pounds exactly. That's pretty good. We're kind of on track, so that's going to leave us with another 6 weeks to lose the additional, 18 pounds. It's very possible. Now, I do want to point out, it's all about the week to week. The day to day doesn't matter. If you look at my weight here, you can see that my weight fluctuates day to day, but the main thing is week to week. You want to make sure you're down weight when it comes to week over week comparisons. For most of the week, I ate leftovers. Wasn't really having breakfast too much. I did make a nice London broil on the grill. The marinade is what really makes that. In the future, I'll put up a video about how to make the marinade for that. It's really good. That also works with grilled chicken. It's delicious. Now, I've had a craving for a strawberry milkshake. Now, normally, when you have cravings for bad food, you want to keep a list of those bad foods, and then when the diet's over, just go and eat all those bad foods. So it's not like you got to wait the rest of your life to eat the bad food. You just can't eat them in this short time frame, and then when it's over, you can pig out again. The whole process, it's a mindset. It sets it so everything is only temporary, and it's not so bad. It's almost like the reverse of eliminating cravings. It still works, but the process is a little bit reversed. And if you haven't watched my video on eliminating cravings, I'll go ahead and I'll post it in the description below. So I wanted a strawberry shake, and I figured it wasn't possible, so I put it on my list to eat later. But after doing a lot of research, I figured that I could probably actually have the strawberry shake if I made it a different way. So I tried it out and I made it a different way. So what do you need for a strawberry shake? Well, you need milk and you need ice cream and possibly strawberries, depending on what ice cream you use. No problem. So what I used is half a cup of 2% milk. Now, you're probably going to be better off using fat-free milk, skim milk, or even coconut milk. You're going to save a lot of calories that way. I didn't have that milk available. I wasn't about to go out and buy that milk. I had enough calories to test it out. So I left it at half a cup of 2% milk. So now comes the ice cream. The ice cream is a lot of calories. However, Halo Top ice cream is one of the best ice creams out there that has the least amount of calories. I used a half a cup of Halo Top strawberry ice cream. So I mixed that with the milk, and then I threw in 5 ounces of strawberries. Now, the total calories for that shake, 182. Now that gives about a full glass of a strawberry milkshake. It was pretty good. It took me a while to drink it. I ended up not even eating lunch since I had that in the late morning, and it kind of filled me up. Now for dinner, I got invited to go out to a restaurant to eat dinner. Now one of the things was I got to pick the restaurant. So when it comes to eating out, it's difficult. First off, it's possible while on the Dan diet, but it is difficult. Now, it's better if you know at least a day in advance if you're going out to eat and where you're eating. That way you can go online and figure out how to calculate calories and figure out what you can eat. It works just like it does when you're eating at home, only the difference is you're running off a menu. You probably have to go on their website and figure out what calories are available for what meals. I chose Longhorn because Longhorn had a listing of everything that was on their menu as well as their side dishes and some of their toppings. So you can really customize your meal. So I ended up having a 8-ounce sirloin steak with no butter. And the key there is no butter because Longhorn and many other steak places, they automatically put butter on their steak. So I had an 8-ounce sirloin with no butter. I had a side of French fries. And I had an appetizer of a small Caesar salad that came with the meal. With that, I did not go over my calorie limit for the day, and that is the key. Remember the golden rule, never, ever go over your calorie limit for the day. By this point in the diet, you shouldn't really be starving. And if you feel hungry, it should only be a little hunger. By now, your stomach should have shrunk, it should have adjusted. Let us know how the hunger's going. Comment below. Tell us if you're really hungry, if it's still unbearable, what's going on. Let us know some of the meals you're making. Something that I do want to mention that I kind of touched on another video was trips to the bathroom. Now, on the diet, because of the lower calories, you're taking less and more trips to the bathroom. Because of the amount of water that you drink, you take a lot more trips to the bathroom to empty your bladder. That's number one. Now, when you go to the bathroom and you're doing number 2, instead of that happening every day, that's now happening every 2 days, every 3 days, sometimes every 4 days. You're not going as much because you're not consuming as many calories. Based on my experience on the diet, that's normal. So don't worry about that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell in the corner to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. And if there's a video you want me to make, put that in the comments as well. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet. where we're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for week 3. It's going pretty good. I was at 143 pounds exactly this morning. So that means I'm down 5.2 pounds since last week. And overall, in 3 weeks, I'm down 12.2 pounds. It's amazing. This was a really good week. And you know what was special about it? Nothing. There was absolutely nothing special about this week. All I did was eat leftovers. There was no going out. There was nothing special. It was a boring, average week. But sometimes that's what you need. Now, to get a big weight loss like that, it kind of works like compounding interest. You know, you want to have consecutive days where you don't go over your calorie limit. In fact, the rule is never, ever go over your calorie limit. But if I know that those meals that normally work for me, for example, pork chops and white rice, if I eat a lot of the same meals, a lot of meals that aren't a lot of calories, you know, I'm basically trying to have meals that are like around 500 calories or less. And that'll help me break everything out and keep me on track. Now, the more on track you get, the consecutive days in a row like that, the more weight you start to lose. And that's a really good thing. So, you know, keep at it. If you're not losing weight, don't worry about it. It's not the day-to-day that matters. It's only the week-to-week. Now, something that I like to do is called the 3-hour rule. 3 hours before bed, you don't drink anything and you don't eat anything. You know, the 3-hour rule. Sometimes for some people, their body might need a 4 or 5 hour rule. I read that most models, they don't eat or drink 6 hours before bedtime. I think for an average person, a standard rule is 3. A rule like that really keeps you on track. So the 3-hour rule, no eating or drinking 3 hours before bed. Now, some people ask me, with losing all this weight, what exercise are you doing? Well, I'm not really doing any exercise. The point is just to keep moving. Stay active. It doesn't mean you need to go work out. It doesn't mean you need to go to this. The biggest amount of exercise I got for the week was I did yard work throughout the whole weekend. You know, stuff I normally would have done whether or not I was on a diet. But it basically kept me moving all day. You know, that combined with the diet, combined with, you know, your normal metabolism, combined with consecutive days of, you know, not going over your calorie limit, that keeps you on track. Now, also the buffer. Now, remember, I build in a buffer. You know, I recommend doing it. If your calorie limit, let's say, is 1,500 calories, throw in a buffer of 200 or 300 calories. You know, the buffer means you don't go over the buffer. You try not to anyway. The buffer is there for any kind of mistakes or bad calculations or for snacks. Just because you have a calorie limit doesn't mean you need to come right up to it. So you build in the buffer, and that's like your temporary limit. So even though it was a boring week and I'm basically eating leftovers all week, I want to say I prefer not to eat breakfast. I basically just have 1 or 2 cups of tea for breakfast. Now, the tea for me is 0 calories. It's hot water. It's caffeinated English black tea. And I throw in 2 Splenda just for a little kick. And the Splenda are 0 calories. So the whole tea thing is 0 calories. Now, you can do the same with coffee. You just want to make sure you don't use any creamer or any milk or anything like that because that adds the calories. And if you're using some kind of sugar, you don't want to use sugar. You want to use 0 calorie sugar substitute. So I've been having that for breakfast. That's pretty good. I haven't really been eating my snacks. Haven't really needed them. Haven't been hungry. Usually I got something going on at work or when I'm at home, I'm doing yard work. And next thing I know, it's already past lunchtime. And then I go to eat my lunch. Now remember, when you eat the lunch, a trick is 2 tricks. Number 1, drink water between every bite. Don't take a sip. Actually drink a good amount of water between every bite. That will help fill you up. Another thing is when you go to take a bite, don't double dip. Don't double scoop. Don't take a spoon, scoop in, and then put it in your mouth. You know, that's double dipping. You do 1 scoop in your mouth, then you drink the water, and then repeat. Don't scoop, put it in your mouth, then scoop again, put it in your mouth. No, it's 1 scoop, water. Same thing with your fork. You know, you stab. You don't want to double stab. You stab once in your mouth and then water. Little tricks like that will get you really full really quick. Sometimes you have these small meals and you can't even finish them. because you're filling up on water, and then next thing you know, you're busy doing something else. So it works. I've lost 12.2 pounds in 3 weeks. So this is the end of week 3. How was your week? How's the diet going? Let us know. Comment below. We want to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If there's a video you want me to make, put that in the comments as well. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet, where we're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for week 4, halfway point. Awesome. You're halfway there. We're almost done. You made it halfway. Great. Now, for this week, my weigh-in was not as good as it has been previously, but, I still lost weight, and that's better than gaining weight. I weighed in at 141.6 pounds. I'm down 1.4 pounds since last week, and a total of 13.6 pounds. So if we're at the halfway mark and we need to lose 25 pounds, half of that is 12.5 pounds, and I'm down 13.6. So doing pretty good, and hopefully you are too. Now, something that I want to point out about the halfway mark. Now, at the beginning of the diet, we calculated how many daily calories we can consume. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll post a link to that video in the description field below. Now, once we determine our daily calorie limit, we never ever go over it. Now, at the halfway mark, you've lost a significant amount of weight, so you want to go back and now recalculate your daily calories from scratch. You're going to enter all the same information, your age, your height, your weight, and everything. But actually, when it comes to your weight, you're going to enter your current weight as of the beginning of, I guess, technically week 5, which is the end of week 4. So I started off at 155.2 pounds. I would go back now and I'd re-enter all the information, and I'd enter my weight as 141.6 pounds to get my new daily calorie limit. And that's the daily calorie limit that I'm going to use for the second half of the diet for the next 4 weeks to make sure I lose 25 pounds in 2 months. Most of the week, I ate meatloaf with gravy and white rice. It's pretty good. So I have a special recipe for meatloaf. Maybe I'll make a video and show you how to do that. Now, I like gravy on my meatloaf. Some people like ketchup. I like gravy. I use a 1/4 cup of gravy, which isn't that many calories. And I also rinse the cup out and put some of that water in and mix the gravy up. And once you heat it up and mix it in, it makes it seem like there's a lot more gravy, but it's really just kind of sort of watered down. It's not too bad. You really don't notice it. Now, I usually have that with white rice. In case you don't know, white rice is my favorite side dish while on the Dan diet. It's 210 calories a cup. I like to actually dump the rice into my meatloaf and mix it all up. And the gravy mixed in with the rice and the meatloaf, it tastes really good. So something that I did this week that I normally don't do is, as a snack, I had a yogurt. And also, another day, I had a snack. I had a fruit snack, one of those chewy fruit snack things. Those are both pretty good. They were a good snack. I normally don't have those because of the calories. Now, you have a yogurt, and a yogurt is considered healthy. And then you have these fruit snacks. Everyone's like, no, they're just sugar. They're no good for you. They'll rot your teeth or whatever. So which do you think has more calories? Well, always check the nutrition label because you're going to be surprised. So the yogurt has 160 calories. The fruit snacks only have 80. So the fruit snacks not only have less calories than the yogurt, the fruit snacks are less than 100 calories. And I point out 100 calorie mark because so many of these healthy foods, they are always listed as, oh, it's only 100 calories, or whatever the serving size is, it's 100 calories per serving size. Well, check the nutrition label. A lot of stuff you thought was healthy isn't. A lot of stuff you thought was unhealthy really isn't that high in calories. And remember, the only thing that matters on the Dan diet is calories. So you can really eat whatever you want as long as you don't go over your daily calorie limit, which we just recalculated. Now, something else that I made this week are potato slices. Now, if you don't know what potato slices are, they're really good. You should try them. They're a great, healthy substitute for French fries. So if you're craving something crispy, if you're craving French fries, try potato slices. So what you do is you take a potato and you peel it. Then you slice it up like you're slicing a thick potato chip. So it's not going to be as thin like potato chip, but it's going to be like thick, maybe a quarter inch, maybe a little thinner. So you slice all these up. And then what you do is you put them on a pan. And what you do is you drip extra virgin olive oil all over them. Now, you don't put a lot of olive oil. You only put a little drizzle all over them. And then what you do is you bake them in the oven at 400 degrees. And you're going to bake them for probably maybe 20 minutes. And then you're going to flip them all over and then bake them for another 20 minutes. They come out, they're crispy on the outside and they're soft on the inside, just like a French fry. And if you want them crispier, just cook them longer. They're really good. They're about 35 calories an ounce when you're done making them. They have fewer calories than French fries, and they're just as good. Also this week, I ate at Texas Roadhouse. Now, it is possible to eat out while on the Dan diet. I talked about this in another video. Before you go out, what you want to do is you want to plan your day prior. So you want to first figure out what you're going to eat for breakfast or for lunch or whatever if you're going out for dinner. And then you want to either save calories or make sure whatever you're eating at the restaurant, you don't go over your calories. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go on the restaurant's website and look up the nutritional information. And then from there, calculate what you're going to have as your main meal and your side dish and whatever else you're going to eat there. Most websites and restaurants online, they'll have listed what the calorie limit is. So you can figure that out and go from there. Something I do want to point out, though, like I went to a steak place, and most steak places, they will put butter on their steak and on their mashed potatoes. So if you're getting mashed potatoes, ask for it with no added butter on top. And if you're getting a steak, ask for a steak with no butter. So we're at the halfway mark. How was your week? How is the halfway mark coming? Are you halfway to your goal? Are you about halfway? Are you a little more? Hopefully you're at least halfway. Comment below. Let us know. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And if there's something you want me to make, like another video or a recipe, put it in the comments as well. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet, where we're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for week 5. Weigh-in today, it was decent. I was at 139.4 pounds. That means I'm down 2.2 pounds since last week, and a total of 15.8 pounds. Not bad. The goal's 25. We got less than 10 pounds to go. Now, if you start to do the math and you count how many weeks are left, you start figuring out, okay, this is how much I need to lose per week. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of weight. And then you might start to go into panic mode. Well, first off, don't panic. Don't worry. You're going to lose the weight as long as you keep following the rules. If you look at how much weight we've been losing each week going up to this point, it's very possible to lose the remaining weight. Now, you can use panic mode to your advantage. Use panic mode when you plan your meals. Use panic mode in your buffer. Maybe your meals are a little smaller. Maybe your buffer's a little larger. Use panic mode to your advantage to help keep you on track. Now, the meals for the week that I've been eating, they're pretty much standard. It's basically the same thing that I've been eating. I've been eating leftovers. Anything new that I cook, it's stuff that I've been eating previously. Pork chops, white rice. Maybe London broil, white rice, some other food, white rice. Once again, white rice is my favorite go-to food. Now, if you notice in the past, I've been eating out at least once a week. I did eat out again this past week. I went to Outback. I got steak and mashed potatoes. Now, once again, if you go out and eat, first, you need to make sure you go on the website. You check the nutrition label information. You want to check the website, see how many calories, figure out what you can eat, plan your day, just like we've been doing previously. Always check the nutrition label content. Now, something I've been noticing online is, yes, the websites of the restaurants will post their nutrition information. Some websites, they're posting the wrong calories listed for their content. On the main page or wherever the picture of the food is, they'll list what the calories is. But then when you go into the spreadsheet on their website, the calories are different. I'm noticing that the spreadsheets are much more accurate than the calorie listing next to the pictures. Sometimes there's a drastic difference, like several hundred calorie difference. So even if you see calories listed next to the picture, go in, see if they have a spreadsheet for nutrition labels, and check the spreadsheet. Go off of the spreadsheet. It appears to be more accurate. Now, don't forget, when you order out, and especially when you go to a steak place, they tend to use a lot of butter to cook or they put on top of it. Make sure you ask for no butter. Order a steak with no butter. Order mashed potatoes with no extra butter on top. That makes a huge difference. You don't want to have that extra butter in there. Usually the calorie listing that they have on the website, it does not contain the extra butter. So keep an eye out for that. How was your week? How are things going? Are you going to make your goal? Stick in there. Comment below. Let us know. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to other videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Keep losing that weight. Welcome to the Dan Diet, where we're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for week 6. It's been pretty interesting so far. Today I weighed in at 136.6 pounds. That means I'm down 2.8 pounds since last week and a total of 18.6 pounds. Time's running out, we're closing in. Now last week I talked about panic mode. You might be going into panic mode about now because time's running out and you're not near your goal. Use panic mode to your advantage. Use it to control what you eat. Use it to control your buffer. Stay on track. Keep at it. Now remember, it's only the week to week that matters. The day to day doesn't. Here's an example of what's going on. Here's what my week looks like. If you notice, I'm not down every day. But like I said, it's the week to week that matters. And I'm down 2.8 pounds since last week. And that's pretty good. Now you don't need exercise on the Dan diet. But when you're this far into the diet, if you're not losing the weight that you should incorporate some exercise. Now, this doesn't mean you need to go to a gym or anything like that. And it's not real exercise, in my opinion. Just stay active. Keep moving. So, for example, my coworkers go walking on lunch, and I go with them. Walking every day, that could help. I'm in an office. We're sitting around all day. It's good to get out and get moving. So keep it going. You want to do things that keep you active. You don't want to be sitting on the couch. If you play video games, stand up while you play. Walk in place. Do more yard work. Play with your kid more. Get out. Do more active things. That's going to be your exercise to keep you going and to stay on track and to help you burn more calories. As far as meals go, I've basically been eating the same stuff. Mostly leftovers. The same kind of food that I've been eating since the diet started. Now, I did go out and eat at Longhorn one day last week. Now, if you want to know how to eat out at Longhorn or basically another place, see my other video journals. I've talked about it there. I'm also working on a video on how to eat out in a restaurant and still stay on your diet and still stay on track. So there's really not much to report this week. It's just what's been going on. Nothing. It's the same old. And sometimes when you get into routine on a diet, that's what's really good. The same old stuff. And next thing you know, you're losing weight. You're almost at your goal. Keep at it. 2 weeks left to go. We can do it. Not that much weight left. Stay active. Keep moving. Do more yard work. Go for a walk. Something. Keep at it. How is your week going? Are you on track? What's going on? What are you eating? Let us know and comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. Now on your screen are going to be links to videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. If there's a comment on your screen are going to be links to videos, video you want me to make, links to those videos, put it in the comments below. Keep losing that weight. If there's a comment, welcome to the Dan Diet, where we're losing 25 pounds in 2 months. This is the video journal for week 7. One more week to go. This week, I weighed in at 134 pounds. I was down 2.6 pounds from last week, and overall, I'm down 21.2 pounds. Since we only have 7 days left, if you're not anywhere near your goal, you should probably go back and recalculate your daily calories. I'll put a link for that video in the description field below so you know how to recalculate it. Now, you're probably in panic mode. Now, previously I talked about panic mode. If you're not close to your weight, you might be in panic mode. Remember, use panic mode to your advantage. Use that to control what you eat. Use that to get more exercise. Use that to create a buffer. Now, remember, I talked about exercise last week. You don't have to go out and join a gym. You just have to stay active. This is the last week. Maybe you want to do more than you've been doing before. So, for example, if you haven't been walking, start walking. If you have been walking, how far you been walking? A mile? Well, maybe you need to move it up to 2. Get more exercise if you need to. Do what you need to do to hit that goal and hit your weight. Now, one trick that I like to do before the final weigh-in. Now, first off, everybody knows I weigh in the morning, which means the last meal I eat is dinner the night before. But the day before your final weigh-in, I suggest skipping dinner and any snacks. So the last meal that you eat is lunch on the day before you weigh in. That will give you a good, like 18 hours without eating, and that'll really help lose maybe that extra weight for the final weigh-in, because all that matters are weight and calories. Doesn't matter what you eat, doesn't matter how you lose it, just remember it's all about the weight. Previously, I've also talked about the 3-hour rule. No eating or drinking 3 hours before bed. In this final week, you maybe want to extend that rule to the 4 or 5-hour rule. No eating or drinking 4 to 5 hours before bed. That's going to help you lose maybe some extra calories, which will maybe help you lose a little extra weight. Remember, this is the big push. You got to hang in there. You got to do it. We're almost there. Don't give up now. If you gave up now, you just did the last 7 weeks for nothing. And we don't want to do that. We want to hit our goal. Now, this point in the diet, you might be tired of eating certain things, or you might just be tired of the diet altogether and you miss food. Like, oh, I miss waffles and pancakes or something. Yes. Hang in there, though. It's almost over. Now, for all those foods that you want to eat, I like to keep a log of all the food that I want to eat that I normally wouldn't eat while I'm on the diet. You know, maybe I want to just eat at a certain restaurant, or I want to eat certain food. Like maybe I want waffles. Maybe I want to go to IHOP. Those foods I keep on a list. And then when the diet's over, I'll go ahead and I'll eat those foods. Now, while you're on the Dan diet, you want to try not to think about food. Thinking about food makes you hungry, which brings on cravings, which just makes it miserable. I try not to think about food the moment food enters my brain. I pay attention to it and I notice that I'm thinking about it, so I immediately stop and try not to think about it, try to think about something else. If certain food keeps popping in my head that I want, that I refuse to eat on the diet, I'll go ahead and I'll add it to my junk food list so that when the diet's over, I can go ahead and I can eat that junk food. As far as the meals that I had this week, it's the same old stuff. Something that I did make this week was potato wedges. Potato wedges are pretty good. I'll probably put up a recipe on how to make those. They're not bad. They're about 35 calories an ounce, which isn't too bad. They're very similar to the potato slices. I still have to put up a recipe for that, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, it's just been the same old stuff that I've been eating. Side dish, white rice, pork chops, and so on. As far as eating out, I did go to Red Robin. Red Robin has recently redone their menu in my area. So they have a lot of sections for low carb and low calorie, which really help out. I still go on the website. I still review the nutritional information on there. Remember, when you're going on the website, look for some kind of spreadsheet or some kind of PDF for the nutritional information. Don't rely on the nutritional value that's next to the picture of the food. Most websites have the information wrong, and the correct information is in their PDF or their spreadsheet that they have on their website. How was your week? What was your weigh-in? Are you going to make the goal? What changes are you going to make in this final week to hit your goal? Comment below. Let us know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Dan Diet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. Keep losing that weight. Yes. Welcome to the Dan Diet, where we just lost 25 pounds in 2 months. We did it. The diet is over. I just lost 26.2 pounds in 8 weeks. Amazing. And you know what that means? It's time for Twinkies and cereal every day. I got donuts right now thawing out of the freezer. I went out and bought my junk food off my list. I got my list of restaurants to go eat at that I want to eat at. You know, if you made the weight, now is the time to pig out and eat whatever you want. That's what you can do. So what happens if you didn't make the weight? Well, if you didn't make the weight, you can do one of two things. If you're close to the weight, you can stay on the diet 1 extra week to hit your goal. You know, you already made it this far. 1 more week's not going to kill you. Just push it for 1 more week. Try not to think about food. Go the 1 extra week to lose the weight. You're going to be so glad you did if you're this close. Don't give up. Now, another option is to take 1 day, just 1 day, and have a cheat day. We've never had a cheat day on the Dan Diet. It does last 2 months. Technically, the diet is over. Hopefully, you hit the weight. But if you didn't hit the weight, another option is to take a cheat day. So here's how the cheat day would work. You would eat everything from your junk food list on the cheat day. And you probably want to eat more than that. You're going to go to multiple restaurants. You're going to eat all that junk food. You're going to eat whatever you had written down, and you're going to eat it. I recommend not eating a lot, but different variety. So for example, if you want to have 5 bowls of cereal, don't. Try 1 bowl, then maybe have a donut, then maybe have some of this. You want to have a bunch of little different junk foods so it feels like you've had all this different food. If you fill up on the 1 cereal, suddenly later you don't have room for other junk food. So you take 1 day to completely pig out to reset your metabolism. Because you're consuming all the junk food within 1 day, yeah, you are going to put weight on, but you're going to put less weight on because you're consuming it in 1 day as opposed to consuming it over the course of 2 days. So then when the junk food day is over, you go right back on the Dan Diet and you stay on it until you hit your goal. So there's not 1 week, 2 weeks, there's no set time. You're just on the diet until you hit their goal. When is the next junk day? There isn't one. It would be when you hit your goal and the diet is over. So that's another option you can do if you didn't hit your goal. The bottom line is, if you didn't hit your goal, you got to be close. You must have lost a significant amount of weight at this point. You're so close. Don't waste the time or the last 8 weeks. Stick with it. Try to hit that goal. Now, for those who do hit the goal, congratulations. You did it. The Dan Diet helped you lose 25 pounds in 2 months. Go ahead, hit the pig out list like I was saying. Hit up that junk food. Go eat in those restaurants. So people are thinking, what is the whole point of that? I just lost all this weight. Now I'm going to go eat all this junk food? Yes, that's the point. The point was to hit the weight goal, and you just hit it. I do recommend going out there and eating your junk food or hitting the restaurants that you want to eat at. So yes, you're going to put on some weight, but your body's going to stabilize. You're not going to load all that weight on immediately. So that's okay. So what if you don't want to put the weight back on? Well, that's okay. Still go out, eat all your junk food, hit the restaurants. But when you're done doing that, maintain your lifestyle. You know, maybe you're going to be a little healthier than before. Maybe you're going to be not as strict. The point is, over the last 2 months, you've learned a lot. You've learned how to calculate calories, how to weigh your food, how to prep meals, how to bring leftovers. If you were always going out to eat before, you know how to pack your lunch. It's going to save you money. If you were eating unhealthy before, you now know how to weigh your food and how to keep everything healthy and balanced and maintained. You know that you can lose weight if you need to. So take what you've learned, put that into your lifestyle, and use that going forward for whatever you need to. Now, if you decide not to use any of this, or if you're doing that and you start to put a little weight on and you don't want the weight, no problem. Go back on the Dan diet. Now, you don't have to go back on for 2 months, but you can go back on just to lose some weight. For example, I'm expecting to put 5 pounds back on. I'm okay with that. But if I accidentally put 10 pounds back on, which I don't want, no problem. I take a look at the scale. I notice, hey, I put on an extra 5 pounds that I don't want to put on. No problem. I can jump back on the Dan diet for maybe like 2 weeks to lose that extra 5 pounds. That's the beauty of it. You jump back on the diet, not for a certain time frame, but until you hit a certain weight. So you're basically using what you've learned to adjust your lifestyle, to keep weight off or to lose unwanted weight. And hopefully, the Dan diet has worked for you. Now, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of the Dan diet. This is the end of the video journals, but I have other videos that I always post every Monday. I'm going to be putting recipes up, so stay tuned. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for when I post a new video or recipe. Like I said, which is usually every Monday. On your screen will be links to videos, and I'll put links to those videos in the description field below. You already lost the weight, so I want to say, keep losing that weight and keep it off.